Hey guys! So, where do I start? So back in January, I posted a video called Someone Stole My Van. I will link it somewhere in the video or below. So it's basically me telling the story of how I went to my friend's house and when I walked outside, my van would disappear and someone had stolen it. And since then, I had some people asking me where I'm at now with all that. And obviously, I got the van back. The cops actually found it about 2 or 3 days later, somewhere a few streets away or something, dumped and emptied. So the person had picked my lock and hot wired my ignition to steal the van away and take all my stuff. It ended up being quite a long process. Going through ICBC, which is the insurance thing in BC where I live, and also putting the van through the mechanics, getting it fixed through ICBC, and that whole thing was kind of a nightmare. So that whole process took about 2 months. I was emailing back and forth with them, on the phone with them, calling, leaving voicemails, trying to figure out if I was going to get compensated for any of my stuff, because all my electrical, like my batteries, inverters, solar panels, were either stolen or damaged. So I was out a lot of money, actually, to be honest. My experience with ICBC, honestly, like most people's, really wasn't the best. I had a person that was supposed to be in charge of my case that I couldn't get a hold of. Like, they called me a couple of times to set up the mechanic appointment, and once the van was in the shop, I just lost contact with them and they wouldn't answer me back. Like, I would leave messages and they wouldn't answer. I would send them emails with no response and it was all about like whether or not I can get any compensation for replacing everything that I had lost, because a lot of the stuff was attached to my vehicle. So I understand like personal belongings like clothes and stuff not covered, get it. But I actually had batteries and inverters and stuff that was screwed into my vehicle and attached, and I was just wondering if I could get compensated for that. A long process. Had to go through so many different people, get to people's managers. Eventually, about like 2 months later, I sorted it all out. They gave me like $1,000 in a check, which, thank you. That was super helpful. But let's go back to the story. So I got my van stolen in January, and I had to go through ICBC first. They had to do a biohazard clean on it while it was in the tow yard, because I don't really know why, to be honest. They says because like they could be like dirty needles or whatever. They don't know who's been in here. Fine. Okay, thanks for looking out for the people somehow. Here's what happened. So I got my van stolen with all my stuff inside it, and as soon as they found the van, I wanted to go in the van and see what I had left and try to retrieve my passports, because I was possibly going to the States for a business trip. I want to see if my passport was there, and I wanted to see if the cash that I left behind was still there by any chance, because I kind of hid it. So I told them that I was going for my passport to go on a business trip potentially. So they actually weren't going to let me go to the van first without the biohazard clean first. Apparently you can't see the van before then or something, but I kind of went through this loophole and was able to come to the van, and I took a video. Okay, so I just got to my van. I'm at the tow yard. So this is what it looks like. Fucker, monkey, do you see this? Here. Okay. So, ripped off my ignition. That's where my fridge used to be. The batteries were under the bed. That's gone too. He started taking off the solar panels, but kind of gave up halfway through. I don't know if he was like in a rush or something. So all my instruments and art supplies are gone. He took all my drawers. So all my stuff that was in the drawers were gone, which included all my good party funds and my passport. So my passport is gone, I guess. But like structurally it's not too damaged, except for he took the time to take that off just to find an empty water bottle. So good job, buddy. Didn't want my watermelon. So I had a Princess Leia here on the dash. He took the Princess Leia but left the base for some reasons. Took all my crystals. Left my yoga teacher training workbook. Thank you. Underbed is completely just ripped apart. There's shit everywhere. Oh, he took my alpaca.
That's funny. Okay, so I had a wind up alpaca stuffy here that he took, and I also had a stuffed frog animal that I've had since I was like 4 years old that he wanted. For my artwork, too bad he didn't want that. So I actually had about $1,600 worth of cash in this van. And they did not find it because I put them under the puzzle mats, and I guess Buddy didn't think to look under the mats. So I've retrieved all my cash. That's good. But yeah, all my instruments, keyboards, guitar, ukulele, all my percussion. They took the cajon, like, surprised. Yeah, they took all percussions, all my flutes. My LED staff is gone. Oh, laptop gone. Blanket, they took my fuzzy ass cool galaxy blanket, but they left Bob Marley. I still have my Bob Marley tapestry. Took my shitty hot pot stove and all my pots and pans. Well, they took the whole drawer, so all my mugs and shit, except this one. My friend Heidi gave me this mug, so Heidi, I still have your mug. I'm gonna take that with me. Oh, they didn't take my abalone shell with all my roaches and Palo Santo inside. That's good karma. So I'm gonna take that. Oh, they took all my books. Hope you read, buddy. Like, I hope you even read. Damn it. Okay. I have this Speak Friend and Enter doormat. My Lord of the Rings doormat they left behind, which is nice of them. Thank you. Oh man. Anyways, I'm going home now. I'm gonna take what's mine. Why do you have to do this? Like, you had to like rip off my spice shelves. Like, there's obviously nothing on them. It was just spice jars and tea. They didn't even take the jars. The tea and jars are just fucking everywhere. So like, it's like he came in here and just fucking started ripping shit apart for shits and giggles. Sadistic fuck. Anyways, let's go home, Mom.
Okay, so I just got back to my house, my parents' house here in Mission. Got a dog in my lap. There's a dog over there. So yeah, I just went and like saw my van, and yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, I mean, like, I can't like sit here and pretend like everything's fine, right? Like, it's like I can be positive and stuff, but I also, hey buddy, I also want to, you know, stay real, and like, I don't want anybody to think that I don't get upset or I can just have such a positive outlook all the time. My dog's trying to eat my phone. Yogo, stop it. I just want to be real. Like, I'm, you know, like, obviously I cry, I'm hurt, I'm upset. Like, it's shitty. I'm also like, I'm not trying to have anybody feel bad for me or anything. I'm just trying to make sure that I keep things, you know, realistic and not like put up a front of, you know, like everything's great. And I hurt too. I don't know what ICBC is gonna cover. I don't know what my insurance covers. I don't know if it's drivable. Like, I don't know anything right now. I don't have answers, and I'm just taking it a day at a time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna need help coming up if it's drivable or something. I'm probably gonna need help redoing a lot of the electrical work and a lot of the re-renovation, because yeah, they had to like rip out a lot of the wood. They took all my drawers, so anybody want to build new drawers, that would be nice. I don't have the skills or equipment to make drawers. So yeah, along with like everything in the drawers, obviously, like they took some really dumb shit too that I don't understand. Like, they took my stuffed animal. I have this stuffed frog that I've had since I was 4 years old. It has like stains all over it and holes, and I don't know why they would take something like that, but thanks, asshole. Like, why? I don't get it. How is that of any value to you? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Just life, right? Like, I could probably use like a new laptop, new microphone. Let me finish talking, baby. Like, guitar would be nice. I really like a new flute, but like, fuck, those things are expensive. And I've had that flute since I was 9. Like, it's like one of my first instruments. So that's gone.
Um, yeah, I would like to just be able to play again. So that's where I'm at. Again, like, so thank you everybody for helping me out, and that's life, and all that stuff is replaceable. Like, I have my dogs; they're all fine. I'm fine. I'm alive. So yeah, stuff is just replaceable. But I guess it's just being honest with you guys that I'm not like happy-go-lucky all the time. I still am frustrated. I am, yeah, like upset about this. It's not easy to have all your shit taken, but been trying to focus on what I do have. I'm really grateful for all the stuff that I do have left.
So that's the video of me seeing the van for the first time after I had gotten it stolen. You can see it was kind of a shit mess. There was stuff everywhere. And I was just kind of going over an inventory list of what I had left and what was taken. So thankfully, yeah, my cash was still there. That helped out a lot. But however, a lot of the stuff that was in that video, like the spice jars, the Bob Marley thing, and some of my clothing actually ended up disappearing after the biohazard clean happened, which I don't really understand why. I tried contacting them about it. They said, oh, the spice jars were food, so that they couldn't keep that in there. But I was hoping that they would at least like leave the jars, because now I had to go buy all new jars to fit the racks. And the Bob Marley thing and some clothing, they said that there was urine on it or something. But obviously, as you saw in the video, I was holding the fabric and there's absolutely no urine on it. So I don't know what happened with a lot of that stuff. They gave me one plastic bag of stuff that they had found, which included like a few pieces of puzzle mats and stuff. But yeah, some of my stuff actually went missing after that. I don't know why. And after that, ICBC took the van into the mechanics. Actually, they didn't. They gave me a call to tell me that I had to get my van into an ICBC approved mechanics within a day. Like randomly out of nowhere on like a Sunday or Monday, they're like, oh yeah, our tow yards are full. You need to get the van out of there and find a mechanic to tow it to ASAP, which is not the easiest because the van's not drivable. So there was actually not a lot of mechanics available just on the spot to take a large vehicle in that was not drivable. So I was actually in the coffee shop with a friend of mine, there for moral support, just going through a huge list that they gave me of mechanics that they approved of, hoping that somebody would take it. And after calling like so many places, finally one place was like, okay, fine, we can take your van. Give them the address, they can tow it in. So then I got my van, I called ICBC back, got my van towed there, and got it fixed, all that stuff. So then eventually I got my van back. I posted on Instagram a reunion photo. Yay, so happy. But at that point, I still didn't really have an electrical system. My mattress was like a foam mattress, was super dirty, so I didn't really have anything inside the van. Basically, I just had the van back with the wood and the insulation, and then some like shrapnel pieces that you see in the video. So it did take me some time to rebuild everything, recollect all my basic daily needs. Like the day after my van was stolen, my mom had to take me to the mall to buy new underwear and socks because I had none. I had whatever was inside my backpack, which is like a notebook. Thankfully, my hard drive actually. So most important things, my journal, my hard drive, and my wallet were all on my person at the time, which is really nice. So, but anyways, my daily basic essential needs like underwear and socks, I had to go buy. So for about a month or so, I couch surfed with some friends. Thankfully, some wonderful, amazing people took me into their home, and I was able to kind of have some stability and ground while I was rebuilding everything. But honestly, guys, I've been getting a lot of messages from people who hear about this story when I like throw it in mentioning, oh yeah, when my van got stolen. I've been getting kind messages from people saying how they feel so sorry for me and just a bunch of nice words. And I just want you guys to know that this whole thing was such a blessing. Months down the road, looking back now, I honestly wouldn't change a thing, because as hard as it was to have all my stuff taken, it was also the perfect like reset button that I needed in my life. I wanted to be more minimalistic and have less and only have essentials. And I still had a lot of stuff in there that were kind of just sentimental and I didn't necessarily need, or I just had a hard time of letting go of, didn't know what to do with it. And it was just kind of a forced reset button on my life, to just start brand new and really break down to, okay, what do I really need if I had to rebuy everything or recollect everything? Yeah, and it just got me to really hone in on being more refined with what I have. And also, it was an amazing opportunity for people in my life to come through and help and support me. A lot of what I have now were gifts. You know, people heard that this had happened to me, and friends and family or friends of friends just happened to be going through a purge or just had items hanging around that they didn't need. Um, Really helped out and gifted me a lot of stuff. The flute that I have now was actually gifted by a friend of mine, Jeremy. I took a flute lesson with him. He was a regular customer at my work, and he heard that this had happened to me, and he's a wonderful, wonderful flute player. He's so good. He had one of his old flutes from back in the day, and he gifted it to me. I just had to get like a head joint to fit onto it. I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful that people are able to, reach out and support. And a bunch of my sisters gifted me their clothing or sold it to me for cheap when they were moving. And it also forced me to go into my own like storage, which is aka house of mom and dad, um, to kind of dig through my old stuff or like my parents' old stuff, and just to see what was laying around and not being used, and just repurposing it and utilizing it, and not let it just sit there and go to waste. I thrift stored a lot of my stuff, like cheap SPCA thrift stores around here. All the proceeds go to like SPCA, or there's a few hospice ones around here as well. So I just went to thrift stores and got a lot of my stuff back for cheaper, because I find those thrift stores, like especially the SPCA ones, generally are still cheaper than like Value Village, Salvation Army, because those places actually jack up their prices, which I think is ridiculous because they get their things for free. So yeah, I got a lot of my stuff from flea markets, thrift stores, dollar stores, and just really got to redecorate and um, make this space home again. And that was actually a really fun process. It took some time. There's a lot of hours of just sitting in bed, looking around at how I can organize stuff. But it's all coming together really nicely. I'm going to do an updated van tour sometime soon. There's one on Forrest Stevens' channel if you're curious to what the van kind of looks like right now. Some things have changed, so I will do a fully updated one soon. Overall, just super grateful. I learned a lot about asking for help and receiving help, and learned a lot about hard work, because obviously, aside from all the gifts and blessings that I've been given, I still had to work my ass off this summer. I was working like 3 or 4 jobs, which is one of the main reasons I didn't travel very much. People were like, oh, go on a road trip. As far as I got was Tofino, because for the most part this summer I was just working a bunch just to get some stability, rebuild my savings, because buying the van cost a lot of my savings. I didn't finance it. I just bought it with money that I saved from working. And rebuilding it cost me, a few grand to redo the solar panel. And oh my gosh, thank you so much, Sam, my friend Sam Jr. from Power My Home. Really helped me out with installing, like purchasing all the parts and installing the solar system. I'll make a separate video about that some other time when I kind of introduce my electrical system a bit more, for those of you who are wondering. But I'm going to put his links here as well. He helped me out so much just for ordering the parts and helping me put together. We spent a few full days just assembling and mounting it. So now I actually upgraded all my electrical stuff. And bonus, I learned a lot about electrical. Now I actually kind of know how my solar panel, controller, inverters, fuse boxes, and all that stuff works, which is amazing. So yeah. Hey, buddy. Oh, hello. I'm in Mission right now at my parents' place, and this is our doggy. This is Cal Dogo. You can't really see Daikon. Daikon! Daikon! Daikon, come here! Come here, baby! Okay, oh, we got dogs! Okay, yeah. So this is Cal Dogo and Daikon, the dynamic duo. Hello. They're such shit disturbers. They're both kind of puppies still. Oh my god. Okay, enough. Okay, down. Yeah, so here's are the dogos. But yeah, I'm just grateful that I had the support of these amazing, wonderful people. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the help that you've given me and all the lessons and blessings that I've learned from this whole experience. And for any of you out there that may have gone through or is going through something similar, house fires, robberies, bankruptcies, or moving across the country, divorces, whatever it may be, like if you're going through a crazy transition and completely rebuilding your life, I just want to offer that it doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? It doesn't, like, yeah, like things happen and it's hard sometimes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, things happen and sometimes it's difficult to and inconvenient to replace all your stuff. But at the end of the day, like, look at this as a new start. Like, my life has taken a completely different direction, and because of this, and I really feel like guys, I'm trying to talk. And I really feel like energetically losing all my stuff has cleared up the space in my life to invite in these new things that resonate with me more and who I am now. Does that make any sense? You know, because I think old stuff holds on to like old energy in the past. And as sentimental and lovely as all that stuff was, it was taking up space in my life. And by getting rid of it, I was able to create new space. And this new space allowed me to invite in things that resonated with me as I am right now today, here and now, rather than who I was in the past while I was accumulating all that stuff. That's just another perspective, right? If you're going through something to rebuild, look at it as an opportunity to start new, start fresh. Trust me, the resources are out there. Be open to receiving. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There's an abundance in the world. If you need someone to send you some love, here's some loving I'm sending to you. You'll get through it. I got through it. I'm thriving more than ever because of it. I'm sure you can too. And I think that's about it for now. Thank you guys so much for the support. I have a lot of life changes coming up. I'm going to be moving soon. I will keep you guys updated on where and when and why. But I have some big, exciting life changes coming up that I can't wait to share. I just wanted to like solidify things more and have it more locked in before I like announce it and then change my mind, because I feel like my mind is changing every day. But definitely change is coming, and I'm super stoked about it. And I love van life, that I can be so fluid and change my mind kind of like on the fly. Worked my ass off in the summer, worked a bunch of jobs, and I'm kind of coming to the tail end of that. I'm scaling down, slowing down, starting to wanting to create space and time for other stuff, because through all my hard work I was able to save up some money again. So I'm kind of ready to we'll see. Stay tuned. I post the most often on my Instagram story. I generally will post like a couple times a day, so stay up to date with my daily life there. Instagram I do post as well, and my Facebook page. I'll link everything on the bottom bar. Subscribe if you want to keep following me and stay updated on what's going on in my latest videos. I have a bunch of footage from the summer that I still haven't gone through and edited. I went on a couple really cool camping trips and some festivals that I would like to share. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, that's the end of my story of how I lost my van. Okay, so when I was filming the first half of this video that you just saw, my phone actually ran out of storage and stopped recording before I finished saying some stuff. So days later, here I am, like 30 minutes before I'm going to run into work. Just want to quickly add that a lot of people were asking me or like giving me suggestions about security measures that I'm putting on the van after I got it back, and I'm pleased to report that I did the responsible thing. And as soon as I got the van back, I went and installed first an alarm and also an immobilizer, so now they can like maybe crack my window, break into my van. There's nothing I can really do to stop that, but at least it has a flashy light that says it's armed, and it'll make loud, obnoxious noises if anybody tries to do that. So maybe that helps. And also, even if they break in, they can take what they can take, but they can't actually physically take the van because they can't start it without my fob. So, yeah, I'm hoping that. I feel like that's as much as I can do. Like, at this point, if someone's gonna take my van or break in and steal my stuff, they're gonna do it, and I just don't want to even think about it, worry about it, to attract that into my life. Obviously be smarter about where I park it, and we'll see whatever happens. I'm not gonna dwell on that. Oh yeah, another update on the passport situation. So what happened was they took my Taiwanese passport, my Canadian passport, and my Canadian citizenship card. So if anybody knows anything about applying for a new passport, is you kind of have to prove that you're a citizen, and the citizenship card is very difficult to get. Like I have to mail it to Nova Scotia, and I have to go through this process of like talking about like some family history stuff. It's like it's a kind of not the easiest application. So I've already sent mine out. It got rejected because apparently I missed a spot. So I have to redo it. Anyway, so it's a back and forth situation, but a couple days ago I just acquired my Taiwanese passport. Like it should be simple. Like if I'm a citizen of the country and I can prove it, then I should just be able to get a new card, right? Like I had a card number and everything. I don't know. Anyways, not gonna get into that. I do have a Taiwanese passport now, which means I can travel in most places in the world without a visa. But Mexico's not one of those places, so I have to get a Mexican visa to travel on this passport. So that's going to take a little while. So this situation is why I haven't actually really traveled very far this summer or these last few months after I got the van back. First I had to work, and then also I had to stay kind of within the confines of Canada since I didn't have either passport. And I just didn't really want to drive through the interior. Like Saskatchewan and Manitoba weren't really calling me. So I just did island trips. So I stayed in BC, went to Vancouver Island, did some trips around there. But yeah, in the future, now that I kind of have the passport thing sorted out, I'm still trying to decide on where to go, if I'm going to fly there or drive there. That's all kind of up in the air. Have some ideas in mind, so stay tuned to find out where I pick next. But yeah, I'm gonna be in and around BC for another little while. Bye.